Silvie.
Hi, I'm Kita.
Hi, I'm Siofra, and we're the silly nerds.
Today we're going to be playing Asagao Academy. Are you guys excited?
Yeah?
Okay,
Yep.
so I've played this game entirely through a couple different times. Silvie, I know you've played it a little bit.
Yep.
Siofra, have you gotten into it more than just like the first day?
Nope.
Okay. So we've each played at least a little bit. I've played the most because I'm a nerd. We're all nerds. It's fine.
Yes.
So let us go ahead and jump into it. You guys good? Let's go.
Yep.
Woohoo.
And we're sorry about the lack of sound. It's how best we could record. The soundtrack is amazing if you want to look it up somewhere.
Yeah, seriously. Chapter 1.
Woohoo!
Woo!
The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth over and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green, varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. That sounds like me. Just, like, talking about other people in my head. Just like, wow, that's sewing? Awful.
Okay.
No,
Well, Sid, I'm sure that if you were in this situation, you would be like, hey, can I sew that on better for ya?
Yes, I would. I definitely would. Whoa. Question mark, dude. Hey, who wants to read for question mark guy?
I will!
Awesome. Go.
So you're a first year then?
He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze.
Why is he sparkling?
That is an excellent question.
I think he's trying to be like Twilight-ish. He's actually a vampire, y'all.
Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling?
Told ya! Told ya!
Okay, Siofra, you want to read for Hana?
Sure.
Okay, go.
Me?
Yes, you, I just told you. He glanced around the compartment, empty besides us, and laughed.
Oh. No, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year.
The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach. But I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy?
Fair.
The boy frowned, I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt.
That's not possible. I've never seen you before.
Oh no. He's caught on to us, you guys.
Ah.
He knows we're actually 3. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response.
That phrase is amazing. Mouth
Right?
fishing.
It's so good.
It's because I'm a transfer student.
He laughed again.
A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those.
Oh! He's caught on to us, you guys. He knows.
He laughed at us. I'm upset now.
I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read them. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
Well then, Hana, I suppose I'll be seeing you around.
Ooh.
He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name and I never got his.
Aw, poor Hana.
The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with the swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Okay, guys, this like description of everything always gets me because it's beautiful.
I know.
And there are some parts where it's just like, oh, that's silly. I love that. You know?
I know, like the phrase mouth fishing.
Yeah. And like
I love that phrase.
everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. That
Ooh.
is like everyone is bees, kind of.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think of.
So cool.
Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords. Click, click, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy for the first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow, everything would be magically different.
Well, I mean,
But-
you've already talked to a cute guy, so...
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Here you go. Here you go.
But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. Oh,
Aw.
poor Hana. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school framed by the gate's twisting black metal was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy.
Such a pretty building.
Right? It's gorgeous. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building.
I read that and I can only think of Smurf.
Yeah, like
Smurf?
there's just Smurfs everywhere. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. Oh no.
That was terrifying, Silvie.
Yeah.
But I've lived around sheep. I know how they sound, particularly when calling for their mothers.
My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. An old guy.
Oh my
A
gosh.
tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years. A cluster of fresh-faced students gathered around him. Okay, that's a nicer way of putting it. Thank you, Hana, for your internal monologue.
Yes. Rather than old guy.
Who wants to be tall boy?
But I'm not that tall.
I'm not either.
Ooh.
Sylvie, you're the
Alright, I'll be-
tallest.
Fine, I'll be tall boy. Hey, look at that girl.
I turned a few feet away. A small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Posh boy, oh no.
I can be posh boy.
Okay, go.
Pink hair? Are you kidding me?
How desperate can you get?
Hot shame crawled down my neck.
Oof.
I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. Wait, whoa. Pink hair.
Yes?
Pink hair.
Yeah?
And it's not her fault.
Yes, she's a pink-haired anime protagonist, and...
Yes, I know. I just had to point it out. Just in case, viewers
not
at
her
home are
fault.
very confused that she just has pink hair,
This is what happens in anime, guys.
It is.
Whoa!
Yeah. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Ooh, a pretty girl. As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me.
That's creepy.
She walked over. Who wants to be question mark girl?
I'll do her,
okay.
because Siofra is doing Hana.
There we go, yeah.
You must be my roommate!
I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle. Is this character just me?
Kira is roommate. Me? Why does she keep saying me so many times?
I know, right?
Of course, you silly! Let me guess. Room 325?
I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements.
Yeah, that's right.
She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me?
When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character.
Fourth wall breaker.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. A what?
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair!
I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about?
Has
She
Hana
had-
never watched anime?
Apparently not. Yeah. She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked.
Ooh,
My hands began to tremble.
is there something wrong with my hair?
Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Then she began to laugh again.
No, it's great. I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? I'm Mei Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I think it's Mai.
Mai?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I bowed my head.
It's nice to meet you, Mai.
All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope.
Oh no, she's nosy.
Uh,
I hope you're not mad.
Mai started walking toward the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy.
I love the descriptions in this. It's like lost
I know,
puppy, buzzing. Ah.
Like, it's
Bouncy
great.
castle.
Yeah, seriously.
Did you check in at the front desk already?
No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to.
Good. They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know?
She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. This character really is me, you guys. Like, Mai is Kita, confirmed.
Yes. Mai is Kita. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Girls filed
Dude,
up
this is-
and down the hallway. Yeah?
Dude, this is so pink it could be Uran Academy.
Yeah!
Yes, we're in 3.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, "How was your break?" and "Look at how tan you got." It seemed like everyone
Oh,
knew each
the
other.
Valley Girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I followed Mai as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. Narrow, white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. That's not really pale pink.
That's more like pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thin
I mean, I
gold.
suppose that you could call it pale pink in comparison to neon pink.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this pink is a lot brighter, or like darker, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In comparison to the other pink on here, it yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each. Oh, yeah. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. 12. And that is the only number you see. Ah ha 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 ha.
You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird squeaky voice of his.
Oh, we'll have to keep that in mind
Yep.
if we ever have to encounter him.
Yeah. Okay, so weird squeaky voice. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I smile, trying to let this calm my nerves.
Thanks.
We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door numbered 325, or 325.
Here we are!
Ooh, this is so cute.
Oh my goodness, it's so pink.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from the rest of the dorm, I am not surprised.
Does this mean that the boys' dorm is blue?
I believe it is, yes. Oh, and a fun theme for everything is all the buildings are, like, named after flowers.
Oh, fun!
The academy is named after a flower, Asagao.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and then you have Primrose Hall.
exactly. Like, everything is named after flowers, and I love it. It's so cute.
Yeah.
A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. Mai already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs.
You know, that's a very interesting word to use there. Defaced.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although, if you look at, like, my room, it's very similar.
It's fair.
Some of the photos were of cats, but mostly were of male models and rugged musicians. Okay, that's where me and Mai differ.
Yep.
Instead of male models and rugged musicians, I've got movie posters and anime posters.
Yes.
A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single, stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know was horribly itchy.
Oop.
I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me.
I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break, and Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags, but we were only there for a week.
Oh.
Okay.
She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
There, that's much better.
Thanks, Mai.
I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. Mai opened the curtains, and the sunlight poured in.
So, where are you from?
I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk.
About 2 hours north of here. It's a small town called, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Amaririzu.
What she said. You probably haven't heard of it. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, no.
I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow.
Oh, did you go to a different boarding school, or...
No, I went to a public school down the street from my house.
public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private schools. My parents work a lot and my dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience.
Aw.
Oh hey, what's that?
Oh, sorry. I'd removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it on the unclaimed writing desk.
Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago.
I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me.
Wow, it's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights! Let me get them.
Mai went to her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long, tangled string of fairy lights.
I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up.
She grabbed a container of pushpins, then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together, we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room.
How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone?
No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy, and
Some guy, huh? Was he cute?
oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name.
But he was really sparkly.
He was a
Oh yeah,
vampire.
very sparkly.
Yeah. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up.
You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again.
Okay.
Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Done! Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world. But the school only lets us leave campus on weekends.
Mai walked to the window.
We could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the caf since you just got here. We could...
She was suddenly interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter.
Oh my gosh. Mimi Santos totally just tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it.
Oh my.
Oh, is that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well, anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved.
She led me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year.
Ooh, that's a nice cafeteria.
I know, right?
The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the table of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into line behind Mai, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Mai sat down and I took a seat across from her. Oh no, question mark girl.
You could do this one.
Ah, that's true.
Hida.
Okay. Hi Mai, how was your break?
It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet and broke his ankle.
Oof.
It's better now, though.
Oh, well that's nice. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends and Mai turned back to me. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me in a practically minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses. I sat back and
scandalous.
I sat back and let Mai talk. For the first time since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. I picked up my Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her. She had a high songbird voice. She was dynamic, her face twisting this way and that into exaggerated expressions as she spoke. She laughed often. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them.
I love her facial expressions.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But most notably, she talked. A lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence, and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing, a flash of a familiar green caught my eye.
Accidentally.
Yeah. Mai.
Ooh.
I glanced over.
Hey, that's him!
Huh? Who?
I leaned across the table to whisper, just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom.
The boy from the train! That's him!
Jared?
Yeah, with the weird green jacket and the swoopy hair.
She forgot to mention the sparkliness.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Shame.
Maybe he doesn't glitter inside.
Oh, yeah, maybe. He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Nope, he does sparkle.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, you.
I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me.
Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you?
Really well. I found my roommate and she's been helping me out.
Look at her, though.
I know, she's just blushing.
I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Gerard and me. My shoulders bunched around my neck.
Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. 3rd year, right?
I nodded.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me, but I'll give them the heads up to look out for you.
Ooh. He flashed a dazzling smile, then winked.
It's the least I can do for such a cute girl.
Ooh!
Ooh.
Ew. Well, I'll see you around. Look at my face.
Right? Like, oh my gosh. I watched, a torrent of thoughts raging through my head, as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket?
That's Gerard.
She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's the most beautiful guy in school. I can't believe he just looked at me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I looked at Mai. Her cheeks were glowing an indecent pink.
Ooh. Why do they all wear their jackets? Aren't all the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of their uniform?
No, they're allowed to. They're...
You know Gerard? That girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, Mai and this girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening in. They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt. Oh, here's the first. Oh! Okay.
Oh no!
So,
Ah!
you two get to decide. Not really, or I guess so.
What do you think, Silvie?
I don't know, because the I guess so could get us into the popular crowd. But the not really is the truthful one.
Yeah.
Should we lie or should we tell the truth?
I think that we should go with not really.
Okay.
I agree too.
Okay. Oh. She looked me up and down, sniffed, and turned away.
Ooh.
Mai
Cold.
leaned towards me.
Don't mind Mimi, she was just trying to get in with you.
Get in with me? Why?
Well, you asked me about those guys in their jackets, right?
Hold on, wait. There we go. Okay.
Those are their normal Boots Club jackets.
Ooh, fancy.
Alright.
They're what? What's normal boots club?
Oh, pretty
Look
people.
at all those boys.
Yeah.
Look at all the facial hair.
Yeah.
It's a club we have at school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students.
Wait, how many of them don't have facial hair?
1, 2,
3.
Three. Only 3 of them don't have facial hair. That's hilarious. Also, isn't this a private school?
3 out of 8.
Isn't this a private school? Aren't they like not supposed to have facial hair? Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 of them.
Oh, 3 of them have facial hair. That's 1, or 3 of them don't have facial hair. That's
1/3. Yeah.
They get together and play video games or something.
Wait, hold on. The coolest guys in school play video games.
Yeah.
I like
Really?
this.
I know, right? That one right there is John, also known as JonTron. His bird's name is Jacques.
He has a bird.
John is also the president of the drama club here at school.
Ooh.
I love how the bird has a tiny jacket.
Yeah.
Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team.
I want to
So
call him
he plays
PBJ
both-
now.
I know, right? So he plays both video games and soccer. Good for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Gerard. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He has the biggest itty bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Is that like a parody of Hello Kitty?
I think it's like Hello Kitty and Littlest Pet Shop combined or something, maybe?
You know, that makes sense actually.
It does.
Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model.
Ooh.
He's doing the Gaston thing.
Yeah, he is.
Then there's Satchbag, but everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart.
Ooh.
Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They write a column in the school newspaper called Continue. Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president.
I'm sorry, he looks like he's
Oh.
just dreamily looking at this guy. Like,
I know, right?
what's going on here?
And his hand is on his shoulder. It's like he's giving him a massage or something.
I mean, you know. And the guy on the end there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone. Ever.
She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes.
So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club?
You don't choose the boots, Hana. The boots choose you.
What does that even mean?
I love Hana's confusion.
See, no, okay, so the thing is, Hana is completely right there, just she has no idea what it means. I don't know what it means, and I've played through this multiple times. So, like, it's never explained.
I think it's because, like, the members of the Boots Club have to choose you, so, like, you don't, like, choose to join the Boots choose you to join.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
That's
that
fair.
makes more
It's just
sense.
never, like, explicitly explained. So, every time I play through this, I'm just like, what?
I know, right? Alright, you have to be presented with the Boots to be in the club, and they're, like, super selective.
Oh.
Unless you find a music room and then you break a vase, and then you can get in.
Yeah!
Either that or cry after your favorite character so much that you lose a ton of weight.
Yeah, just
There
like
you
kiss
go,
him,
there
not
you go.
me. Yep.
What are the boots?
The club has this Boots statue. It's like the one on their patches, but it's gold-plated. It's their mascot, I guess? They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Does the initiation ritual include cats?
Ritual?
I hear they fill a room with candles and wear these totally creepy robes during initiation. This year, two girls said she saw it once, and they were, like, chanting around the Boots, and it sounded like they were talking backwards.
This
Oh,
sounds
no.
like D&D.
They're
Or
cool.
Nekozawa, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't believe her. And even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult because they're all really hot.
And
Yeah.
that's the first red flag.
Yeah.
Do they have a lot of friends?
Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say they're the most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in the school totally looks up to them. I bet they could get any girl in this school, too. Or a boy, for for that matter.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? Is it a strawberry cake?
I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her.
How dare you, Hana? It's cake.
For the remainder of lunch, I listened to Mai talk about Gerard through mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the dorm, I sorted through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. Mai fervently scribbled in the notebook at her desk, hunched over with strikingly poor posture.
Hey, Mai.
She didn't bother to look up.
Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309?
She shuffled through the papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man in a powdered wig frowned at me from the cover.
Yeah, this one.
I sighed.
I don't have that one. The school must have missed it.
Mai shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile.
They have a bunch at the library. You can just check one out.
Where's the library?
Mai rifled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll be back in a little bit.
Darkness. Oh.
Oh,
It took... It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting.
Oof.
The library was much larger than I expected, the walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away.
Do it.
I think you should take this one,
Me?
Kita.
Okay. Can I help you? Too late.
Yeah. The school forgot me to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here.
Which one is it?
The History 309 textbook.
He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John.
Satch.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, you work here?
Ugh. Of course he worked here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the library's assistant. It's my second year and I love it. I get to help people find books that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a child's on Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book with the powder-wigged man I saw earlier.
Thanks.
He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything.
No. Thanks.
You're welcome. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him.
That would be a little concerning.
That would be a little awkward.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a wee bit. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted.
Eh?
Is
Something.
she Canadian or something?
I'm Canadian, eh? No, that was
No offense
awful.
to all Canadians who may be watching this.
We love you, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Alright, sorry.
Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it.
We just lost Silvie.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
Oh no!
Silvie!
Silvie, come back! Silvie,
come
don't
back
leave
to us.
me!
Only.